Okay, I think it's recorded.
Alright guys, thanks again for joining me. So we had this one on Saturday. Kaya lang, after we did the health talk, people were saying they wanted to invite more to join us. At saka medyo last minute invitation. So we wanted to try and see if we can add more people in. Sorry sa last minute invitation because usually when I come, last minute talaga yung advice ko. But I do try to give like a month's notice. So if you guys want to just like my page, it's called Michelle and Papa Jones. I post all the lectures there, like if I'm going anywhere. So before I forget, if you know anyone in Macau or Hong Kong, that's where I'm heading to next. I'm in Macau this Saturday, and then I'm doing Hong Kong on Sunday. So I've got 2 events in Macau. If you look at the Facebook page, the first event is booked. We can't add any more people in that first event. We've got a 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock in Macau. And the good thing with the 7 to 9, maraming Pinoy. There's a lot of Filipinos in that one. So if you know anyone, invite them to go to that one. In Hong Kong, it's going to be on Sunday at 3 p.m. in the Listen office. Okay? Alright, so it's about smart and sexy. When your brain is working optimally, when you're focused, when you're working well, when you're thinking well, that's sexy. Because you know what you're doing. You're on top of everything. You're in control of your life. You're in control of yourself. Okay? So if you want to be optimally moving around, tawag namin doon, firing in all cylinders, you know, hindi ka cloudy head, hindi ka parang walking, tawag namin sa Australia doon, walking like a headless chicken. So hindi ganon, you know what you're doing, you're on top of everything. So that's what we're going to be talking about. My first question, I'm Michelle Jones, for those of you who don't know me. I'm a naturopath and herbalist. A naturopath is someone that actually helps people through supplements, diet, herbs, exercise, the natural way. So we don't use medications. We don't really go for vaccines. I'm not the type to say don't take your meds, don't get vaccinated. But I always try to remind people that, you know what, your body was created. It knows how to heal itself. We just need to feed it the right stuff. We just need to empower it to be able to do what it needs to do. Okay? So I'm a wellness coach. I'm an anti-aging practitioner. So I've trained in anti-aging medicine in Australia. And what that is really is that we have to be able to function like as if bata pa tayo. You know, we have to be able to function optimally all the time. When people come to me and they go, oh, you know, matanda na kasi ako, may rayuma na ako, forgetful na ako. I don't believe that crap. I always go, you know, age is just a number. There are so many people, Google it online, my gosh, you'll see people who are like in their 70s, in their 80s who are still working out. Diba, compare mo naman yan sa, yani na ako. My grandmother is turning 102 next year, January. So she turned 101 this year. And, you know, why can't everyone reach that age? Right? Saka pag sinabi mong old age, wag naman yung isipin mo na kailangan ka-wheelchair ka na anything. No. Anti-aging is about trying to build your system up, trying to equip it so that it can keep going for as long as you want to. And optimally, hindi yung ika-ika ka na or, you know, marami ka ng aches and pains. So in Alician, I'm a coach 1-star, and I'd like to be able to just share with you what I know so that together we can build the Philippines. Together we can build our businesses globally. So when was the last time you supported your brain? Kasi kayo yung mga bago, they've already been asked the question. When was the last time you did something for your brain? No?
This morning.
This morning. Sandali.
Sorry.
Anyone? Hari ini. Melakukan apa?
Karena saya Mastermind.
Ya, jangan bilang itu dulu. Okay. So, this question is very hard. Kasi nung lumalaki tayo, we were never taught how to take care of our brain. Diba? Sabihin sa'yo, brush your teeth, comb your hair, wash your face, moisturize your skin. Lalo na yung mga babae, diba? We always have to moisturize our skin. But we were never taught the importance of the brain. The brain is the most important part of our body. Why? It's the boss, right? It tells the rest of the organs what it needs to do. So we need to make sure that the boss is functioning properly. The brain is another organ of our body. So kunyari yung face natin, di ba yung mata natin, yung tenga natin, those are organs. We have to take care of them. If you don't take care of your eyes, you can't see clearly, right?
Yeah.
If we don't take care of our eyes, we have issues like what? Glaucoma, cataracts, and all that stuff. If you don't take care of your heart, you get what? Hypertension. You may have a heart attack. So, like any other part of your body, the brain has to be taken care of as well. But let me just share with you how complex the brain is. That's our brain. Our brain's not just one thing that just does one thing. It does a multitude of things. Iba-iba yung parts of our brain. Itong small part of the brain is actually responsible for telling you or reminding you to eat. So kung ikaw yung tipo, ay gutom na naman ako, parating na lang akong gutom, hindi na yata ako nabubusog. There's something wrong with that. That's imbalanced. Okay? So ito naman, alright? That processes mental, it takes care of mental processes and emotions. So mental processes, ano yan? Yan yung, kung ano yung ginagawa mo to reach a certain thing. Like kunyari, magtatrabaho ka. Pag may narinig ka sa mga tao around you, you process the information in your head. You find that information. Diba? And then when you need it, you're able to get the information. If your brain doesn't process information properly, you don't get the information back when you need it. Diba? Pag ano na sinabi niya, ano? Diba nung meeting natin, kailan ba yung meeting? Right? So when you feed your brain and you take care of it, you remember things straight away. Right? Emotions. The brain processes emotions and also helps you deal with emotions. So why is it pag kunyari namatayan tayo? Different people in the family react different ways. Diba? Meron yung parang hindi maka-recover from the death, right? Diba naman, they're able to take care of the whole thing from the lamay to the, you know? So why? Because we all deal with things differently, but we're also providing different types of care for our brain. The more support you give your brain, the more your brain can do for you. The more you're able to do things, okay? And the more focused you are. So knowing all that, diba? We have to take care of our brain. When you don't take care of your brain, there are a lot of things that can happen. Some of these things here are called autoimmune disorders. Some of them are genetic. But do you realize that a lot of these things can be helped by the right diet, the right supplements, the right herbs, the right support? I don't think you can find anything here that will not be helped by those things. It always boils down to how you take care of yourself, what you feed yourself. Let's get an example. Chronic fatigue syndrome, depression. Sino sa inyo may alam ko anong side effect ng depression medication? Alam niyo ba ang side effect ng depression medication is suicidal tendencies? Do you believe that?
Suicidal.
Diba? Depressed ka na nga, bibigyan ka pa ng gamot para magpakamatay ka afterwards. Seriously, right? But if you actually fed the brain the right stuff, then your brain can help you cope with what's happening. Right? And I'm not saying don't go for meds. You know, but what I'm saying is don't think that medications are the end all and be all. Na yun. Wala na. Magagamot na ako forever. Hindi ganun yun. You have to fix the problem. Ang medication, sinusuppress lang niya yung problema. Okay? Hindi lang yan. Pag nag-google ka, meron pa yan. Oh. Ang migraines. Sino sa inyo may migraines dito? Dati. Ang migraines is from food intolerances. It's from foods that trigger the migraines. Usually because you have a leaky gut. Okay, in my experience with people that I've dealt with, or spinal subluxations, right? So you have to find out what the cause is. If you're just taking migraine medications, all that does is again suppress it. Para kang high na high when you're on migraine medications. As young as 13, I was on migraine medications. They never got rid of my migraine. My migraine just kept getting worse, and I had to keep increasing the dose of my medications, and it had to be really high doses in the end. You know what got rid of it? I had to do a food intolerance test. I had to get rid of foods that I was intolerant to. Alam mo kasama doon? Rice.
Ah.
But not necessarily the same for everyone. So I'm saying, sa akin, hindi naman yung problema. But then after I did that, no more migraine. Why is that? Kasi the medication wasn't the solution. Diba? All this time, it prevented me from finding the cause. So what I'm saying is, sa lahat ng to, you can help them. You can either help them enough to stop the issue because now you're able to get to the cause, or at least help it so that now your body's able to cope better. Okay? And you now respond better to whatever medication. Okay? Alright, how can we support the brain? Good, healthy water. Why? Your brain is 80% water. If you don't drink water, how are we going to do it? You'll get headaches. A lot of the times, alam niyo ba, ang headache is because of dehydration. Yes. Except, pag nag-headache na tayo, ano una? Panadol. Diba? Ano ba dito? Hindi pala Panadol dito. Ano ba dito?
Biogesic.
Biogesic. So, basically, that for pregnant women daw. Yes. Ito yun, ha? And I always say, good, healthy water. Huwag naman yung tap water. Ang dumi ng tap water natin dito, eh. Okay? So, ideally, if you can, the best is filtered water. Even better is alkaline water. Okay? Nag-reading sa likuran ko. Okay?
Tequila, did you say?
Not tequila. Alkaline. Tequila is acidic. Remember?
Alkaline.
Alright. A healthy, balanced diet. Saying, oh, I eat 3 times a day, I don't snack, I eat well, that's not enough. When you say you eat well, make sure you have enough proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Okay? When you're trying to lose weight, don't say, oh, I'm not going to have fats because I'm fat already. That's not right, okay? Kung gusto niyo mawala yung mga fat niyo, you have to increase intake of good cholesterol, good fats. Right? Anong good fats natin dito? Olive oil, coconut oil. Wag yung refined, ha? Yung virgin coconut oil. Canola oil, hindi. Avocado, salmon, sardines, yung mga yan, sources of omega, linseed. Okay? Krill oil.
Yes.
Sip ka talaga. The more good cholesterol you put in your body, the better the chances of your body flushing out yung bad cholesterol. So kung mataas yung cholesterol level niyo, dahil mataas ang LDL cholesterol niyo, taasan niyo yung intake ng good cholesterol para ilabas ng katawan niyo yung LDL. Yun yun. Okay? Nootropics and supplements. So it's not enough to just eat healthy. You have to supplement. Unless you can say that you really eat very healthy and they're all organic and good food. Okay? The reason for that is yung quality ng soil natin is really affected by what's happening around us. Yes. My God, ang pollution dito. Kung minsan nasa aeroplano ka palang kita mo na eh. Diba cloudy na kaagad yung surroundings? So it's not enough for us to just say, oh, you know, sorry?
Free radicals.
Exactly. A lot of our veggies are being sprayed with pesticides. Ano yung mga veggies na mahilig sa kailangan spray? Broccoli. Cabbage. It's so hard to raise those if you don't spray. Yes. That's why they prefer spraying it. Alam nyo, in Papua New Guinea, they don't really spray our veggies. So when we get our bok choy or our lettuce, they're all butas-butas. Because of the caterpillar bites. Okay? That's why kaya lang it's pangit. Diba?
Diba, kay sa budbud ng pesticides.
Exactly. But dito sa atin, more of beauty. Kailangan pagkuha mo ng veggies mo, maganda. So, yun ang problema mo. Pesticide naman yung, punong-puno. So, because of that, you need to increase your intake of supplements. So, kailangan makuha mo yung kailangan ng katawan mo. Nootropics, that's right. Nootropics are supplements or herbs that are designed to boost cognitive function. Boost your memory, boost your focus, boost what the brain needs to do. Cardiovascular exercises. When you work out, you increase circulation in your body. You promote oxygen to the brain. A lot of people suffer from lack of oxygen in the brain. Okay? Brain exercises. Nung bata tayo, we'd memorize countries, capitals, flags,
Secretary
presidents,
of
dates, right?
Yes.
Ngayon, anong minimemorize nyo? Wala. Diba? That's right. You don't even have to remember people's phone numbers, not even yours because it's on the cell phone. You don't even have to know where you're going because there's ways, right? Dati, if you didn't know the different routes, kawawa ka pag traffic, right? Exactly. So you have to keep exercising your brain. If you don't exercise your brain, you will lose brain cells. Alright? So anong exercise? Sudoku, crossword puzzle, memory games. I'm sorry? Okay. Yeah, pwede yun. Or cognitive. Diba? Okay. So these are things that you need to do to make sure that your brain is functioning properly. Now, let me just help you with foods. Do you know that strawberries and blueberries are really great?
naman dito masyado.
Sandali. Dadagdag ko yun mamaya. Pero these are really good examples of stuff to put in your foods. Bakit? Do you know that if you take this continuously, it actually decreases your chances of dementia? Yung ulyanin, yung pagkaka-ulyanin, right? By 2.5 years. It delays onset. Isn't that good? Pero ano ang berry natin? Sige, trivia. Huwag kang sasagot, ha? Ano ang berry natin dito sa Pilipinas?
Duhat.
Hindi. Pineapple. Pineapple is a berry. Oh, diba? Trivia yun. So start increasing intake of pineapple kasi ang berries are very high in antioxidant. Ano pa ang mataas ang pineapple natin?
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C, fiber. Pineapple is also a really good digestive enzyme. So pag kunyari nag-party, diba, usually you have the food and then you have the dessert. Tapos may fruits ka. Unahin mo yung fruits. Para digestive enzymes muna and then you have your food. Okay? Pag baliktad, it acidifies your food. Pag inuna mo siya, it works as an enzyme. Okay?
Kaso daw po, pag inuna yung foods, wala nang gano'n kumain.
Hindi, lalo pa nga dadanahan eh. Because your body actually starts producing the enzymes to break down food. So, dadanahan ka lalo. Yes. Alright. Yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, yung omegas, yung oils. So, these are examples of oils that you can start putting in your diet. So, salmon, sardines, tuna, mackerel, avocado. Tapos na raw ang season ng avocado dito. Linseed. So, start being mindful. Don't just cook something. Don't just buy something. Pag nagluto kayo, think of what you're putting in your foods. Okay? I want you guys to start really writing down lists of good foods, brain foods. Tapos isama ninyo sa luto ninyo. Okay? Because that's the only way. Otherwise, pag, when you don't plan your meals, what do you end up doing? Prito isda na lang. Diba? May tosino dyan. Tara, tosino na lang. Right? It's so easy to just grab what's available and then fry it kasi mabilis. But you have to remember that if you do that too often, then your health and your family's health is at risk. Okay? Two of my favorite herbs, ginkgo biloba and ginseng. When I used to make my own extract, because I'm a herbalist, no? So I create my extracts. My extracts for myself always had ginkgo and ginseng. Ginkgo is one of my favorite herbs because it's a really good anti-aging herb. It's good for the immune system, but it's really good for the brain. It helps build your brain. Trivia ulit, ginkgo is one of the oldest trees known to man. It's been said to have been alive during the dinosaur era. I'm excited. So, it increases circulation of oxygen in your brain. It boosts your memory. It's really good for depression and Alzheimer's. So kami, that's what we use ginkgo for when we create extracts for these people. Ginkgo, I don't think will grow here. It has to have a cold climate. I have this tree in Canberra, but in winter it turns yellow. The leaves turn yellow. Okay. Ginseng is a really good herb kasi adaptogen siya. When you hear ginseng, what ginseng does is it actually allows you to keep going. do more than you can do otherwise. Like, kunyari, may sakit yung mga nasa paligid mo, diba? Tapos, oh my God, kasakit ako, mag-ginseng ka na. Kasi pag nag-ginseng ka, it prevents you from getting it. Parang pagising mo sa morning, may sniffles ka na, take ginseng. Because when you do that, it just keeps you going. I remember traveling to Vegas during one of our conferences, and everyone was sick because we were working so hard leading towards a conference. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I don't give myself my herb, I'm really going to come down with something as well. Because everyone was sniffling around me. But you know what? I took that and we were partying every night, as you do in conferences. I don't know if you do that, Mark, but I do it. Okay. But anyway, in conferences, it's so hard to say no. And, you know, we're with Canadians and Australians. When we're together, we drink a lot. Ginseng kept me going. I came back home. I was fine. I didn't, come down with anything. Everyone else was a wreck at the end of that conference. Yeah, so that's what ginseng does. Kumbaga, ginseng is like our coffee. Pero ang coffee, pag masyado na marami, nanginginig ka na. Diba? Ito, hindi. Alright. These two herbs, kung kayo may garden, utang na loob, magtanim naman kayo. Itong itanim ninyo. Okay? Brahmi or bacopa is an Ayurvedic herb. I love this. Alam nyo, yung mga ganito, pwede nyo gawin tea. Alright? And look at this. For improving your memory, for Alzheimer's, for anxiety, for attention deficit. It's a really good herb for boosting cognitive function. Kung meron kayong telephone, huwag na kayong magsulat. Una nyo na lang ng picture. Diba? Goto cola is another really good herb. And both these herbs will survive our climate. Yeah. Actually, this one dies in winter when I plant it in Australia. This one survives winter. But look at this one. Ito naman, it's good for the common cold, influenza, flu, tuberculosis, pwede rin pang cholera, pang syphilis. I'm not saying treat people. I'm just telling you how amazing the herbs are. Okay? But aside from all that, it's a really good immune booster. It's really good for building up the brain. So, ang maganda sa herbs is they don't do just one thing. They're a whole food. They're a whole plant. So they do a lot of things. And that's what I love about them.
Anong local name yan? Goto cola. Yeah.
I don't know kasi ang tawag rin sa Indonesia goto cola.
Maliit ba yun?
Oh, maliit lang yan. Ganyan.
Oh.
Ganyan lang yan.
Taas. Marami sa Marikina.
Yeah, hindi siya masyado mataas kasi para siyang weed. Pag ganun siya, gumagapang siya. Pareho sila. Crawling weed yan. Okay? Marlene, okay ka na?
Okay.
Yeah. Alright. These are two other herbs, not quite easily planted here. In fact, sa Australia, this one, we only find this between spring, actually during spring. As soon as summer sets in, that dies. But St. John's wort, one of my favorite herbs. It's a really good herb for depression. Ashwagandha is a really amazing berry. And it's again good for, it's an immune booster. It's an anti-aging herb, but it's also really good for the brain. Both this, the reason I put it in one slide is because they're really good at rebuilding the dendrites of the brain. So yung maliliit na signaling mechanisms ng brain, yan ang inaayos niya. The same with St. John's wort. St. John's wort rebuilds the neurons of the brain. Okay? So bakit importante yon? Pag hindi nag-work yung signaling ng brain sa inyo, the brain cannot send off the right information to the right side of your body, to the right organs. Okay? So mind-body connection, bakit importanteng gumagana ang brain mo properly? Because you can't do anything properly unless your brain is working optimally. When your brain's working optimally, you can study easily, more effectively. Bakit? When you're studying and you keep reading the same thing over and over again and you can't remember anything at the end of the day, then there's something wrong, right? Ilan na sa inyo nag-aral, tapos nakailang kape ka na, hindi mo pa maalala yung pinag-aralan mo. Right? So if your brain is working optimally, you actually don't need to do too much review. Kasi, process ng brain mo yung information and then when you need it, you're able to get that information straight away. Alright? When you're working out, ang dami-dami natin kilala. Well, I don't know. I'm sure kayo marami rin. But in my practice, ang dami kong pasyenteng pupunta sa akin, they start a program and then they don't finish their program. Why? They forget the reason they started in the first place. They lose their enthusiasm. They lose their focus. When your brain is working optimally, you're focused. You know what you need to do. You finish what you started. Actually, yung best example, hindi lang sa ganyan sa away. Sino mga nag-away ng boyfriend and girlfriend? Di ba, pag matagal na yung away, ano nga yung pinagawayan natin? Hindi na ako makakala pinagawayan, di ba? So, yes, sorry. I was just saying, with boyfriends and girlfriends, sometimes they even forget what they thought about, right? So, you want to keep your brain active so that you're remembering things and you're focused. Okay? Hindi ko na sinabing you remember all the fights para wala nang tawaran, di ba? No, but you're able to stay on top of things when you do that. When you're working, you work more effectively. You work better. You work quicker. Usually, overtime, with research, they found out that people who work overtime is only because they don't work efficiently. Daming breaks, daming timeouts because they're getting exhausted, or they're losing focus. They're forgetting what they need to do, so they're repeating what they did. So if you're working effectively, you can finish work faster. You go home, enjoy your family. Diba? Ang dami sa atin, we work so hard. And then what? Exactly. Overwork ka na and then you get burned out. Right? So you have to take care of your brain. You need to take care of your body. When you're taking care of the brain, you also have to take care of your gut. With alternative medicine, that's how we're very different with, yung doctors, no? In alternative medicine, when we treat people, we always make sure that their gut is in check. Because more than 70% of the neurotransmitters of the brain is in the gut. Okay? If your gut's not well, if you have a big belly, if you're always constipated, you're always bloated, you cannot think clearly.
Yes.
Okay? There's a connection. Exactly. We have good and bad bacteria in your gut. When you're given antibiotics, you kill all of that. You don't just kill the bad bacteria, you kill all of them. Why is it important? 40 diseases have been linked to bacterial imbalance, including depression, arthritis, IBS, and cancer. So if you keep your gut healthy, if you keep the good bacteria in your gut's able, on its own, to keep you healthy away from these. Okay? It produces serotonin, yung happy hormone natin. Okay? Probiotic is good bacteria, usually from fermented foods. Meron nagsabi sa si Ron pala yun. Last time sabi niya, what about Yakult? Yakult's really not a good example of a probiotic kasi marami ng sugar in Yakult. Okay? Sugar actually is the best friend of bad bacteria. Right? That's right. So, pag kunyari yung mga anak nyo, merong palagay nyo may bulate, tanggalan nyo ng sugars. And you would not seriously, and then you starve the bacteria. That's what happens. Okay? Pag pala yung sugar, pinatatabahan nyo lang yung mga alaga nila. Okay?
Stevia na lang.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Or cinnamon. Or, meron na kayong agave dito, di ba? You have agave or honey. Okay?
Maganda.
Prebiotic are the food for the bacteria. Okay? So make sure you add this once in your diet. Onions. Pag may sakit, onions really good. It's a really good antibacterial and antiviral. Okay? Mabaho nga lang yung bread mo, pero okay na lang. Onions. And garlic. That's right. Ginger is another one that's really good.
Natural antibiotics and garlic.
Okay, why is probiotic important? More than 25 different diseases and syndromes, including Alzheimer's, arteriosclerosis, depression, and rheumatism, have been linked to bacterial imbalance. So if you have good bacteria in your gut, you prevent these things. Remember, that's what we talked about earlier. Oral administration of probiotics has shown to reduce cholesterol levels by as much as 33%. So yung mga may cholesterol issues, probiotics lang. Imagine. As I said kanina, our body was created so that it can actually heal itself. That's something we've forgotten. We always believe that it's the medicine that's going to heal us. It doesn't heal us. Okay? Some of the stuff that I love for the gut, cinnamon. Pag nagkape ka, cinnamon na lang, imbis na asukan. If you can't take black coffee, put cinnamon. Or tea. Tapos you add cinnamon. It's really nice. Again, it's not just to make your tea nice, but it's really good for bloating and flatulence. Okay? So yung mga excuse, mga ututin, yan ang sagot. Right? St. John's wort is not just an antidepressant, it is also a great herb for the digestive system. Okay? Cardamom is another one. So increases, warm up the digestive tract, increases thoroughness of digestion, so you digest your food better. Okay? Mga spices lang yung mga yan eh. Peppermint, isa pa to. Plant this, my gosh. Ang peppermint, magtanim ka lang ng isa, dadami na yan. And the good thing about peppermint, dito sa atin, they think, oh, peppermint, sige, kasi my stomach is a bit bloated. It's actually a really amazing antiviral. Pag meron kang colds or cough, that's amazing. Okay? Yung mga anak ko in Australia, when they get sick, they go, oh, I need tea. And I go, okay, then go to the garden and get their stuff. They'll get peppermint, they'll get thyme, they'll get oregano. Those are all kitchen herbs, but they're actually medicinal herbs. Okay? So I'm not sure what herbs, hindi ko na matandaan ano nag-grow dito eh. So see what grows and plant them. Okay? Kasi whatever yung ipaplant nyo, walang pesticides. Right? So you can have good herbs around you and you can use them as tea. Sino marunong magawa ng tsaa from herbs? Sige.
Ilalagay mo lang sa bilao.
Dry.
Hindi na. Bago pa tutuyo. Get it fresh. Get a handful of the herb. Yeah, that's right. Boil your water and then turn off the fire. You can also chop it up kung gusto mo. Sometimes kahit na buo, okay lang. Put it in. Cover it for mga 5 minutes. That's right. And then, strain nyo. And tsaka mo na yun. Kung marami kang harvest, tapos mamamatay, i-dry mo. Oo. Pero kung hindi, sayang, gamitin mo ng fresh. Oo. Mas maganda yung fresh.
Yung baby mix yan, guyabano.
Yan, guyabano, ginagamit ba yun para sa chicken pox?
Cancer.
Yeah, oo. But for chicken pox, para sa kape.
Avocado leaves.
Hindi ko pa na-try ang avocado leaves. Guava leaves. Kasi matagal na ako wala sa Pilipinas. Wala na kami avocado leaves. But, no. A lot of our plants, find out nga what they're good for. Find out what grows here. Yung pwede mong itanim. Madali. Psyllium husk. Marami na tayo nababasa about psyllium husk, diba? When people can't move their bowels, they put psyllium husk para mag-move yung bowel. Artichoke. Really good for bloating, indigestion, but globe artichoke is also really good for the liver. It's a good liver support. Alright. I love this one. Elderly people with diets high in vitamins B, C, D, and E, and omega-3 are less likely to have brain shrinkage. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Ba't nagsishrink ang brain? Stress, poor diet, everything else that we do to ourselves that aren't good actually makes us lose brain cells. That's why they call it brain shrinkage. When you support your brain, when you feed your brain, when you give it what it needs, you actually allow your brain cells to survive optimally and duplicate nicely. Dito nag-duplicate ang mga cells natin. But you do lose brain cells. Stress and aging makes you lose brain cells. Okay? Pero anong aging? Ang aging is just you not taking care of yourself. That's really what it is. Diba? Kasi as we get older, ayabang na natin eh. We sleep later. We decide, oh, we're old enough, we can stay up all night and then sleep so little. That's actually not true. Our body needs to recover. Our body needs to rebuild itself. Do you know that the growth hormones in your body only comes out between the hours of 10 to 2? So yung mga nagda-night shift, you have to be very careful. You don't allow your body to rebuild itself. Lalo na pag may sakit kayo, make sure you sleep early. Because if you sleep early, ano na yan eh, yan na yung parang ahead ka na eh. Kasi you're allowing your body to heal itself. Kung kunyari gusto mo magpapayat, do you know that sleeping properly will help you lose weight? Yeah? When you don't sleep well, you gain weight. Oh, ingat ka. Hindi ka na sexy pag hindi ka natulog na mabuti. Alright. I love this one for our kids. We always treat our kids to McDonald's. We treat our kids to KFC. We give them chocolates. Wawa naman the children if we don't give them chocolates. Wawa sila if we keep giving them chocolates. Right? If we keep giving them chocolates, we're actually killing our kids slowly. Really? How many children? That's right. How many children have diabetes now? I couldn't believe it. When I was with Johnson & Johnson, I was asked to go to this family's place to talk to their child. The child was just, 7 years old? And he was huge. Oh, anak, magmerienda ka na. Sa merienda, fried chicken. You know, you gotta feed your kids right. Change a brain, change a life. When you help people build their brain, you help them improve their life. How awesome is that? Elysian Sciences was created by Apollo Ono and Rod Howe. Apollo Ono is a 8 times Olympic winter sports champion. He's a Hall of Famer. When he was growing up, he was using herbs a lot. And he now, with his knowledge of herbs, has helped create the Elysian products. I remember hearing him say something like he was only 12 and he was already on herbs. And when you listen to Apollo talk about herbs, I don't know if it's heard him, Mark, I was amazed. He talks like me, he talks like the other herbalists I listen to, you know? It's very hard to pretend to know about herbs. You really have to have seen it, loved it, and used it. You know what? It's funny because when I was learning about herbs and I was just reading about it, I thought, alam ko na yung herbs. When I was in Australia, I actually went with a bushwalker and we went around and he would say, I will introduce you to the herb. And it really works that way. Unless you've met the herb and used the herb and, you know, loved the herb, you really don't know the herb. And then that's the knowledge that Apollo has. I'm just so amazed by that. Rod Howe, this is more on the business side, so I'm not going to cover Rod Howe right now because this is a health talk. But 2 amazing men. I think the best thing to say about Rod is Rod convinced Apollo to make our products available to us. Do you know that without products like this, you would have to go to people like me? Pay me first my consultation. I charge 150 Australian dollars for your first consultation per hour. Anything over that is plus, plus, plus. Okay? Before I give you your herb. In other cases, when it's a really bad case of, you know, people who've done too many bad things to themselves already, I see them twice before I actually give them a treatment program. Now we have products that we can use without having to go to people like me, which will actually help boost your cognitive function, your immune system. So I love Rod for that because he convinced Apollo to make it available to us. I love the product. It's organic, vegan sourced. I would say, you know, with all these, it's the best of the best. It's the best that we can get for the quality that we have available to us. Mastermind, amazing, amazing herb. Remember what we were talking about kanina, sabi ko, ginkgo biloba, goto cola, ashwagandha, all those are in the Mastermind. The Mastermind is a great formula. Sorry, putting sample bottles. Thanks, Ron. I love the Mastermind because when I was trying to learn about the products of Alicia and they showed me the Mastermind, I was sold because the products in the Mastermind almost duplicated what I made for myself. And I always say, if I were to create something like this, I would have to create 3 formulas to be able to put in my herbal extract what's in here. 1 formula for a month's supply will cost you 100 Australian dollars. 3 is 300 Australian. I haven't memorized the Philippine prices, but our Mastermind wholesale costs only 130 Australian. Can you see the difference? And you have a capsule compared to 3 bottles that you'll be taking. And when we talk about extracts, I don't know if you've ever tried it. Mabaho na, pangit pa yung lasa. Ako, I love it. My kids are already immune to it because they've been my guinea pigs for 10 years. But what I'm saying is for convenience, going around, like when I'm flying, and then you want to take it on the plane, so I'm going to have to get my extract and my measuring cup, pour it there. No, the people beside me will smell my extract. It all just popped up in your mind. Okay? The other thing that's great about this one is the formula itself was clinically proven. It's been tested, clinically tested. It's been clinically proven to boost your memory by 15.6% in 60 days, 7.52% in 30 days. Here in the Philippines, you have the old formula, the tablets. So that's 7.52% based on 4 tablets for 30 days. The next test was based on the capsules. So it's 6 capsules for 60 days to get 15.6%. How amazing is that? Kadalasan, companies claim that the products do well for the brain because the tests or the scientific records on ginkgo biloba or gotu kola proves that they're good for the memory, but the formulas are not tested. Eto, they're tested. So if you want to actually feed your brain and support your brain, take this. So the people kanina that were smiling at me and saying, yeah, we've done something to support our brains because they've already started with this one. Okay? I've been taking herbs for such a long time, and I've always said, I'm quite healthy, healthier than others. Not the best because I still have my naughty foods. But I've always said I was a light sleeper. I always thought there was no other way around that. You know how some people would always say, I'm just a night owl. I'm awake at night and can't sleep during the day. That's just all with your brain. When I started taking this, a week or so after taking this, I go, oh my God, sweetie, I said to my husband, you don't snore anymore. And I was so convinced he didn't snore anymore because I would wake up. Pag nagising ako, minumove ko yan kasi narinig, hindi na ako makatulog, right? So, sino yung mga nagsusnore yung mga partners dito? Wala? Wow! Okay. So, you have to take this, or your partner has to take this. The thing is, when we went to my daughter's place, and I said, look, darling, can you actually just see and tell me if you think Dad's already stopped snoring, if you hear him at night? The next morning, my daughter goes, Mom, he snores. He snored all night. And I go, oh my God, I sleep so well, I actually don't wake up anymore. How good is that? So I said, And, my husband will still say, do I still snore? I go, wrong person to ask. I don't wake up anymore. I don't know. So that's one thing I love about this. But the Mastermind gives you support for your memory, intelligence, and focus. Again, because of the ginkgo, the bacopa, the gotu kola. Tama ba? Meron ba tayong gotu kola dito? So we've got bacopa, ginkgo, ashwagandha. Yeah, that's right. It's for the dendrites. But you know what? Ashwagandha is also really good for the hormones. Ito, it's good for your brain. Ang side effect is nawawala yung PMS, nawawala yung, what do you call that? That's right, exactly. Nako-correct ang hormonal imbalance. So, diba? Better than saying, oh, bigla ka magkakaroon ng suicidal tendency. So, boost your cognitive function and balance your hormones. I just go through some of the products here, no? Some of the ingredients here. So let's the Mastermind Matrix is ginkgo biloba, rhodiola. Rhodiola and ashwagandha are both hormone herbs. That's why your hormones balance itself out. We've got bacopa here, L-theanine. L-theanine, I don't know if you guys have heard of the green tea extract.
Yes.
That's what it is. You know, so it helps you lose weight. You want to yeah, it's also good for the brain. Makes you alert. L-theanine keeps you alert. Bacopa, we talked about bacopa earlier. Sage, I love sage. Sage is just a food. That's right. But you know what? Sage is something that I actually use for migraines. As a herbalist, when I create migraine formulas, it always has sage, it always has ginkgo. Okay? Coleus. I love coleus. When my kids used to play sport, I would actually give them coleus, lalo na pag may competition, because coleus actually help you do more. You know, so it's almost like para siyang performance enhancer. Allows you to keep going further than you could. So that was the secret weapon of my children, that they were always good in sports. But yeah, we've got that here. So remember what we were talking about, and with focus and being able to work out, you're now able to do more than you know previously could. If you're training to be a triathlete, or kahit na yung just getting back into exercise, right? Di ba sa atin, we're so scared, tagal-tagal ko na hindi nag-exercise, maybe I can't do it anymore. The ingredients of the Mastermind allows you to go further than you could have ever. Okay? So it's fast-acting, it's bioavailable. That's another problem with just buying over-the-counter stuff. A lot of the herbs over-the-counter are not bioavailable. Not saying all, but there are a lot of herbs that are not bioavailable. Ibig sabihin, your body does not absorb it. Okay, so this is the one that I was telling you earlier, 15.6% increase in working memory capacity, 9.9% enhancement in working memory speed. What does that mean? Yung speed of getting the information and using the information. Okay? Kasi nandun na sa utak mo kung di mo makuha, di ba?
Yes.
So I love this one because it reminds you of everything that the Mastermind is able to do. Helps you deal with stress, helps you relax, helps you with endurance, circulation, focus, clarity, working memory. What more do you want?